Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment is what I need.
We are at Xochitecatl, sister site to Xochitecatl, but this site is far older. It was built by completely unknown peoples. I don't remember, like 900 years BC. It thrived as a ceremonial center. No one lived here. It was purely for ceremony. It was abandoned in the year 150 when Xochitecatl erupted, but then the Xochitecatl people rebuilt it and re-inhabited it and lived here until 1000 AD when another eruption caused them to abandon the site, and it has been abandoned ever since. Xochitecatl is located in the Mexican state of Tlaxcala, near the major city of Puebla, and it is kind of contemporary to the other city I covered, Xochitecatl, in that it is much older and was abandoned, but then rehabbed for use by the Olmec Xiquilanca of Xochitecatl during their rule. It's old. It's very old, and not much is known about the people who lived there. It was built from around 800 BC to 500 BC and continued to be occupied until about 180. Its notable structures are the Pyramid of Flowers, the Platform of Volcanoes, the Serpent Building, and the Spiral Building, one of the only circular pyramids of the Americas. This is one of the few round pyramids in the world. I'd also like to note that the original people did not erect the cross on top of the pyramid. I think that's new. So this circular pyramid is a spiral, and the original inhabitants would circle the structure to ascend it. It is absolutely ancient, dating from somewhere around 600 BC. Nothing is known of these original builders, but for the fact that this structure was for ceremonial purpose. The spiral pyramid is a circular stepped pyramid. It is a mound of volcanic ash placed on the hillside with a stone structure built over the mound. There are no staircases leading up to the top of the pyramid, like pretty much every single other pyramid in Mexico, and one accesses the top by following its spiral round and round, ascending in what must have been some slow and important methodology or ritual. A cross was placed atop the pyramid in 1632 by the invading Spaniards, and that cross remains there to this day. It's now an important place of pilgrimage for modern-day Mexican Catholics who have very little regard for the indigenous part of their history. I'm ascending the oldest structure on the site, which was built 2,500 years ago. It's called the Serpent Building. I love these sites because you can tell they're older than the rest. It's just different than Aztec and Mayan stuff. So this site was built specifically with Popocatépetl in mind, the still active volcano. You can barely see, kind of obscured by the day's clouds behind me. Oh, and what's that? Oh, that's Xochitecatl in between us. This place was obviously the center of the world at one point in time. The platform of the volcanoes is interesting. This structure contained hundreds of effigies of female figures. The platform also contains many large containers and cisterns that are believed to have held water, leading to the notion that the females are symbols of fertility and the cisterns were used for water births. The whole place definitely has the vibe of being a fertility complex. I magically got pregnant while I was visiting. Later on, back in the States and in the city of Midland, Texas, I gave birth to a feathered serpent baby in a small roadside motel just before I had a clandestine sex encounter with a local oil baron. After he gave me a hand job and complained about how he hated his wife and children, I checked the dumpster to see the status of my feathered serpent baby, but there was no sign of it. I assume it took flight and landed somewhere nearby, perhaps Amarillo, where it will now take its seat as primary deity for the white Chevy truck driving and gas station taquito eating morbidly obese Texas men who spend their days cranking a wrench at the oil wells and their evenings wrestling their every roll and crevasse with a bar of lava soap. And speaking of serpent babies, the Serpent Building at Xochitecatl is one of the oldest buildings at the site, built in the year 700 BC.
Buried inside the structure is a ruined stele depicting a fanged serpent, hence the name. It contains a great deal of obsidian as well, lending to theories it might have been a workshop, obsidian being favored for creating knives, blades, arrowheads, and spears. The Pyramid of Flowers is one of the final buildings constructed at the site and was still used after the city's abandonment, right up until the time of Spanish conquest. It's full of burials of sacrificed children, around 30 of them, as well as multitudes of effigies of female figures, continuing this feminine significance of the site. They were sculptures of young females, females depicted as pregnant, females giving birth, old females working. Many of the 2,000 or so figurines are depicted in daily acts, carrying children or farming or cooking or crafting goods, and give us amazing insight into what life was like at the time, right down to what style of dress was worn, pleated skirts with geometric patterns, similar blouses, and hair styled with flowers. Why the site was abandoned, no one knows, but geologic evidence suggests that at the time of abandonment, 100 AD, Popocatépetl entered a particularly violent phase. Now, if you aren't familiar with the name Popocatépetl, it's one of the biggest and most active volcanoes in Mexico. No matter where you are in the cities of Puebla or Cholula or in the surrounding states of Tlaxcala or Puebla, Popocatépetl's presence is a constant reminder. It's still quite active, belching smoke into the air day and night. And it's had 15 or so major eruptions since the arrival of the Spanish. A small one even occurred during my time there, spewing ash all over the surrounding cities and temporarily shutting down the airports.
Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment is what I need.